my name is Rebecca, never Becky, and today guys, it has been officially about 4 months since I've had my breast reduction, and I wanted to just get you guys updated on what's going on, how my healing process is. So I'm gonna jump right into these questions that I've had and just some things that I want to inform you guys that is what's going on with my breast. So I will start off by saying that one thing I've noticed about my breasts since I've had my breast reduction is that they're hard. They're not as soft as they used to be. So I know it's weird that I'm touching myself, but it's not like they're not squeezable, but they are hard as far as like how a natural breast is soft, and it's just really, you know what I'm trying to say. My breasts now are a lot harder than they were before, and I know over time that it will soften up like regular boobs, but they're not like hard as rocks. Like I can do this, it's fine, but when I do touch them, they are hard, and it takes about a year, guys, to fully heal and for your breast to feel normal again. So that is something that I'm having to like know that it's normal, it's okay, that it doesn't feel as soft as they once were. That is just something I have noticed about my breast. It's normal, so if you are going through this surgery or you're thinking about going through this surgery, if you're feeling that, it is very normal to have that feeling. It will soften up, I'm sure, once I film, probably by November, I probably won't have these issues. I don't know why I was stuck on words. My feeling in my areola, I definitely have filling back, if not more filling than I had before. They're very sensitive. There was times that I don't know, I had like no feeling, and now it's like super sensitive. Like before I had the surgery, my breast was normally sensation. Now it's like anything, rubbing it the wrong way, it's just more sensitive now, which I don't mind, but it's something I have to be very mindful of, like getting kind of like tape sometimes to put over it so I don't have any issues with the girls popping out unwantedly. So that is something that I now have, is more feeling in my areola, nipple, whatever you want to call it. And before I kind of move on, I do want to backtrack and just talk about what it's like to be in the small titty bitty titty committee. It's definitely for me, I should say, I won't speak for everyone, but for me, I feel like it's so much better now that I'm smaller, because there's shirts like this I could never wear. Like, let me just kind of show you guys. Like, I could never wear shirts like this, and I don't have a bra on. Like, I don't have a bra on, so I wear shirts like this. I typically wear, I still wear my surgical bra, guys. I'm not gonna front like I don't. I do. I haven't even bought a real bra. Like, I don't have a bra. No, I'm not gonna lie. I don't have a bra. I have bralettes. I have things like that. I'm not eager to buy a bra. I thought I was gonna really have that itch for getting bras, but I'm kind of like, I'm just loving what's happening right now and letting them be free and wearing my surgical bras, because that does make me feel very secure. It's very together. They're not moving around and they're comfortable. I think I'm a little scarred probably, and that's why I'm not buying a bra, from like getting the straps and having all that on me. I'm just like, I don't want it right now. I just want to live in my sports bras, and I've shown you guys before what bralettes I was wearing, but I will go ahead and insert some probably pictures right here, guys, to show you, excuse me, what kind of bralettes I'm wearing, but they're the same as the last video that I showed you guys. I'm still wearing those, but again, I say all that just to say, like, I'm genuinely so happy that I can put on a tank like this and walk out my house and be comfortable in it without having to feel like all my life I'm gonna have to wear bras and I can never not wear bras. Like, that was traumatic. And I know women that have a bigger size understand it's very like scarring to know that you just can't you can't be free and do what you want to do, because it's like everything is constricted. You're just confined forever. So if you are truly thinking about it, or if you're going through this process of getting a breast reduction, I have no regrets. Scars, you know, not having filling initially in my areolas, like all that, I would do it over again. So if you are thinking about doing it, do it. Don't even think twice, honestly, because it is a little overwhelming if you've never had surgery like me. I have never had surgery. I've never had a bone broken or anything like that. And I jump and do the most dramatic thing, and that's getting, you know, real surgery and having to be put to sleep, and that was definitely nerve-wracking. I won't even try to pretend like it wasn't. It was definitely like, oh, what am I doing? It was so surreal when I got in the OR. But once everything was done, I literally, the last thing I can remember after coming out of surgery was like looking at the light, being in my face, and then being put to sleep and waking up, and I'm like, oh, that's it? That was all? Okay, I could do this, because I didn't remember anything. It was, you know, I was in anesthesia, so of course I was like, you know, I'm nervous that I won't wake up again. Those are normal feelings that you're going to have, but I definitely would suggest, if you're thinking about it, just go for it, girl. Go for it. You will not regret it. Even if you want to do it for aesthetic reasons on your body, do that. But you know, I have genuinely saw, and now I can see how much pain I was really in versus now. Like before, I didn't realize how bad I was in pain. There are certain things, like I do my own hair, for example. I do my own hair, and I have to sit up and I have to do it for about 2 hours. And I don't like taking breaks when I'm doing my hair, because I'm wanting to get it over with. One thing I noticed now that I'm, you know, 4 months post-op, I am able to do my hair without having to take a break or lay on the floor or prop my back up. I'm no longer having to do that. That to me, if you are dealing with your breast and you are trying to cope as we naturally would like, we naturally as women, we cope with what we already got going on with ourselves, and we don't try to change it. We just try to make things better by buying bras or certain type of sports bras. We're trying to do all these things. It's just not even worth it at that point. When you are having to finagle a way to be comfortable, listen, it is not worth it. Just go ahead and look into how you can get the surgery. I went through my insurance, guys, and it was the best decision I've ever made, and I'm not gonna even lie. It was the best decision I had made for myself, because the back issues I don't have anymore. I honestly can say I didn't even realize how much pain I was in. Like, I knew it was painful, but then I kind of in my head tricked myself and told myself, well, this is just normal. This is just normal. And it's not. It's not normal if you're in your home in pain, propping your back up. It's just, what are you doing? You know, we're doing too much. You know what I mean? I'm rambling, but let's get back to the questions and things that I have seen over time. Let's talk about scars. You know, I got a little list here, so that's why I'm looking over here. So now that I'm 4 months post-op of, you know, my surgery, I'm going to show you guys my scars live and in person. I'm just going to show you guys, so here we go. Okay, so be prepared. But I'm just going to show you guys as best as possible what my scars look like without giving you an entire show. This is probably about the worst of it all, but honestly, I can't feel it. It's so smooth. I don't have an anchor scar, but this is like clear, but this is basically it. This is the worst of my scars is here. So you can see, which this doesn't bother me at all. Like, I am not in the least bit bothered by this. This is all that I've gotten. From my scars, that's it. And there, of course, there's the scars around the areola, which is so minimum, it doesn't bother me. And I will admit, I am the worst. I thought and I'm gonna tell you guys because I feel like it's kind of forewarning. If you think you're gonna be diligent about your scar treatment and how you're gonna better prepare yourself, there's gonna be some people who are gonna be really, really good at it. And there's people, that probably the majority of us, that are not gonna take care of our scars after because life is happening and it's not on my to-do list every day, even though it should be. To minimize my scars and probably get rid of the bruising, but I feel like my bruising will be there for a little bit and then eventually it will go away. And again, this has only been 4 months after my surgery. My scars are so bare minimum. I know by maybe, if not a year, maybe 2 years from now, they will be completely gone. But right now they don't bother me. I'm happy with the size that I'm at. I definitely will say I wish I was a little bit smaller, but for the most part I feel like it also fits my frame. I'm not a petite girl at all, and I'm still not even at my weight goal, and I want to be back at 150, maybe 155, or at least 160. I'm still kind of in between my weight, so I fluctuate. I'm used to it, but for the most part that's my scars. And I will insert old pictures. If you guys haven't seen my last video, I showed old pictures of what my breasts looked like before and what they look like now, which you guys can see. Like, this is it. This is all of me. That's it. I mean, I'm not big as I used to be. There was a time where I honestly could not put on shirts like this without making it look mad inappropriate. But I will show you guys pictures of when I got, before the day of, well, before surgery, and I will show you guys again a picture of my aftermath. I did not take pictures of any stitches or anything like that because they weren't really that bad. Like, my stitches fell out naturally, and my scars wasn't that bad. So I got the lollipop. If you guys are not aware of what a lollipop is, it's around the areola and down the breast, as you guys saw. That's where my scars are at. I did not get the lollipop, and I thank God I had a good surgeon. And I will say this, if you are thinking about this surgery, try to opt for the lollipop. If they tell you things like, oh, your breasts are too big for that, that's a lie. I've, educated myself to know, like, no, they're lazy, and they're giving you more scars when they do the anchor. And I will say, avoid it, argue it with your doctor, talk to them as to why you don't want it, because you do not have to have one particular type of scar. And the anchor scar is dated. It is not something you should want because it does give you more scarring, and you can't wear an underwire bra for a long time because of it. So if you can, I would definitely argue with my doctor as to why they want to give it to me so bad and why they're opting not to give me the lollipop. And this is coming from someone who was a 38 double D. Don't ask me what my size is now, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm terrible. I haven't bought a bra, so I can't tell you what size I'm now, but you can clearly see I'm either a really big C or a small D for sure. I would not take it, is what I would suggest. Opt for the lollipop, argue it, let them know why, do your research, and that way when you're recovering, your healing time is not going to be it's not going to be longer because of those scarring. So I would definitely just be informed before you decide to do the surgery. Educate yourself, do what you need to do to make sure that you're best prepared for this, because if you go in with no knowledge, I definitely feel like you are doing yourself a disservice, and I wouldn't want that for you. So hopefully this video is helpful in telling you guys exactly what you can and cannot do. I'm gonna go ahead and move forward and just kind of give you guys a rundown again on how I paid for it. I did not pay for it out of pocket. I did go through my insurance and they covered it. For the most part, they covered it. I did have to put a deposit down, which was about $500 or something like that. I don't remember really what the exact, but it was up there. I didn't get it away, like I did not get this entirely free, but they paid for the majority. I paid for, I believe, my anesthesia. I've had to pay, and that was of course upon check-in, I had to pay this. So it was worth it at the end of the day, but it sucked paying that initial cost. But everyone's is going to be different. No cost is going to be the same across the board, guys. So what I would suggest is, you know, make sure you know exactly what you're paying for, and best as possible, if you're getting like, if they say they're gonna cover like 99% of your surgery, know that you're probably gonna pay up to, like, some people say $100. I paid about $5 something, and I've heard $1,000 as well. So you're gonna be in that bracket when you get into this surgery. No one's getting this surgery entirely free. So I say this just so you're better prepared when you go in, even the day of surgery. Prepare yourself mentally of what you're gonna pay. Make sure you're putting some money away, because sometimes your insurance doesn't cover it entirely. But I went through my insurance. I've heard the headaches about people having to go get their weight checked and all this other stuff, and like, you know, they had to get referrals and just the mayhem in the process, which is true. In some states, it's very true. You have to go through a whole process. For me, I only had to lose weight. That was my only requirement before I could have the surgery. So everything else was pretty much Speedy Gonzalez. It was, at first my doctor saw me, she looked and checked everything out, and she immediately referred me and had me going to my appointments, me scheduling with my surgeon. I went through that process, and because I'm with Kaiser and I'm in San Diego, mine was a one-stop shop. I didn't have to go, you know, get referrals from somebody, go through chiropractors. I didn't have to do all of that. I was prepared to, but in my case, I did not. They didn't make me go through it. They saw my breast and immediately said, yes, you need this surgery. This is not for, you know, the looks. This is definitely, you know, this is not cosmetic is what I'm trying to say. Sorry guys, I'm losing words. This wasn't cosmetic, this was definitely needed. So for me, I'm very happy that I went through with it, and I went through my insurance, and my doctors, the nurses, my surgeon, all of them were like, they definitely was a team for me, because it takes an entire team to get this process going. And if I was missing anything, my doctors would call me. If I needed to do something that I didn't do, they would let me know, listen, this is the whole list of everything you need done before you get in the door. So again, if you're thinking about it, guys, I am not regretful. I thought and I will say this as a disclaimer, at first I was like, because they were so swollen and they were all up in here, I was like, oh my God, they barely took any off. And then as time went on, they started settling, you know, they started not being so big and swollen. So I'm really grateful that I had the opportunity to do it, because I'm like, I would have never thought I could be relieved. And if you're heavy chested and you're thinking about it, when I say, girl, I have been there. I have done, you know, big shirts so people could stop looking at my chest, or I've done, you know, the fact that I used to shop literally for my chest said it all for me. It was like, listen, not only am I dealing with back pain, but I have to now shop for clothes that fit my chest, not my body, but my chest. And if you're dealing with that, girl, stop wasting your money on clothes. Stop overdressing yourself, or, you know, layering up so people don't notice it. If you are ready to take that chance and you're ready to, and I won't even say it's a chance, it's if you're ready to have your life changed, go for it. I definitely went through so much mentally after I got big. And I was 200 pounds. Like, I wasn't a small petite girl at all. I can definitely put on weight and I can definitely drop weight. So my body fluctuates. I'm human. So if you are dealing with this, you know, do your research, girl. Get it done. what are you waiting for? You know what I mean? Like, you may have to lose a little weight, but that's it. Like, if your insurance can help you out, call your insurance, see what you can get done. Talk to your primary caregiver, your doctor, whoever your primary doctor is. Sorry, not caregiver. We're not like elderly, so let's escape over that. But like, talk to your primary doctor and figure out what you can do to get it going, get the process going. And again, if you're heavy set, which I was too, start working on your weight, and that's the first step. Once you start working on your weight, everything else will come. It will be a lot faster for you. Your BMI cannot be in the 30s. It needs to be, I believe, 26. Your BMI needs to be 26 or below. Like, once your BMI is that low, you can get your surgery. So again, this is just what I had to go through to get the surgery. That may not be for you guys. So just think about that. And again, if this video helped, please, let your girl know, leave a comment below. I read it all, and hopefully I was able to help out today. All right, guys.